Hello, you have come to my garage. This is the most special place in the world. So, welcome. I want you to share what I share every morning. Come on in and have an experience of your lifetime. This way. Now, everyone asks me, because I paint every day. I get up at 4 o'clock. I put on, I'm kind of dressed kind of nice today, but otherwise I have on crabby clothes. I put on socks and I come in here at 4 in the morning and I welcome all the things I painted the day before, and they welcome me, and we start in with creating new objects. I start with, you can look, I always have a bunch of things going on. It's a little messy in here, but artists are messy. And people always want to know, well, what do you paint, Ruth? How do you start? Well, I usually start, an example would be, here's a little piece of furniture. Someone gave this to me. People drop stuff off all the time, and you'll get a kick out of this. So this piece of furniture is actually an old bathroom, okay, a toilet, old-fashioned. Now, I intend to probably make it into frogs and maybe put some flowers in it. It's been sitting around for a while, so I haven't really gotten to it because I've been busy on other things. But this is the sort of furniture that comes to my studio. I like to call it, I take things that have been thrown away that no one else wants, and I make it into a new and happy character. I do it with bowls, I do it with chairs, I do it with anything wood, it has to be wood, that people give to me. So an example would be, here's a bowl that I'm working on, and it starts out kind of whatever. We've just gotten the first bases on it. Maybe it'll be a fish, maybe it'll be a frog, maybe it won't be anything but dots. We don't know. One of the projects I love to do, and I do a lot of these, is I love to take photography. I shoot a lot of photography, mainly while I'm traveling and on trips. And I like to blow it up, I put it on canvas, and then I create pieces. Now my son has just been here. Now everyone knows I adore my son. He's 44 years old, and he absolutely can't stand to be like his mother, but he is like his mother. And so I love to take pictures of him. So here's a picture of my son. He is, of course, much more, what do we want to say, physical than I am. He likes to work out and show that he is Mr. Macho because mother isn't. But I always like to take his picture, and here he is against the Grand Canyon. And I'm not finished with this, I just started. I put on the photography, I then paint it out, and then I varnish it, and it becomes a three-dimensional piece. Now my son lives in London, so I get to enjoy him every day. And the little secret is, and I think he knows this, but he doesn't want to admit it, I talk to him every day. And I know he hears me because I talk to him and I say, now Mr. Ruth Moen, you need to talk to your mother. Your mother is going to advise you on a few things. He's become astute at ignoring me, but I know my thought is very, very powerful. And I know that when I capture a photo, I am capturing the energy of that person or the image that I'm taking. And when I put it on a piece of paper and paint it, I'm taking the edge of time on it. I'm going into a parallel universe. I'm unifying or coming at one with that image. I'm holding it in an infinite realm. And whatever is in that image and in my thought cannot escape. So, unfortunately for my son, he can't escape me. Unfortunately for a river, it can't escape me. And the good news is I get to share it with others by putting it in a photograph. So what else do we have here? People ask me if I do Native American Indian art, if I do African art. To be honest with you, I do Ruth art. I feel, see, experience colors and shapes. They come from my psychic. I am greeted in the morning with a command to paint every morning. Get up, get up, get up. It's time to paint. And I get up and I paint. Now, what will I paint? I don't know if it'll be frogs that morning. I don't know if it'll be big mouth fish. I don't know if it'll be a photograph. I get up, I listen to the voice, I paint, and one step leads to the next step. 2 hours goes by like that. Every morning, 7 days a week, as long as I'm in town. And in this realm, in this energy, in this room, is a space that is glorious. Many times it makes me cry because it's so sacred. And I invite people in and I want them to actually share this experience because it heals, it loves, it blesses, it teaches. It's a realm that is unspeakable to the human sense, but felt by all who experience my art. So I don't want to say it's my most favorite. It is actually the most demanding, is the photograph. Because anyone who's taking photos understands how sacred, sacrosanct a photograph is. You're not supposed to paint on it. You're not supposed to touch it. It's supposed to be perfect in and of itself. So I remember the first time I started, and the little voice says, "Paint in, Ruth, paint in." I said, "You can't paint in, it's a photograph, can't do it. Not supposed to. It's supposed to be totally alone by itself." And the voice kept pushing, paint in, paint in. And I knew, it was so hard for me to do because I knew the minute I painted into that photograph, I was doing something in the human world that was against the rules. You're not supposed to do that. But it had more meaning than just degrading a photograph. I began to understand that I was taking the edge off time. The photograph was time, three-dimensional, our human world. The minute I started painting into it, I was removing time from my experience. Well, what happens when you remove time? When there's no time, you have no limitations. You can't judge in the same way. You can't be the same person. You have to experience parallel universes at the same time. So, am I crazy? Do I tell people this stuff? No, you are in my garage, in my art studio, and I'm explaining my art to you. Most people don't understand that, but if you've painted, if you have tried to enter other dimensions, you do understand what I'm telling you. And it may invite you to want to paint yourself, because there's something about stopping time, entering the now, where there is no competition, there's no rules, only an experience to the infinite, and the power it gives you. And it's a different kind of power. It's not temporal power. It's a power of being comfortable with who you are and that you have something to offer the world just as you are and nothing else. It's an awareness that each and every person and idea is special and has value. That's how I do art. That's how I practice law. That's how I go through life. So let me share with you some of my photos, and I think you'll understand how it carries energy by doing this process. In May, I went to the Grand Canyon, floated it, 190 miles, and here's a picture. Now, when I floated the Grand Canyon, I became aware of the water underneath me and the ancient rocks that were beside me at all times. Now, as I took the picture, I really wasn't able to capture that in my mind. But as I painted it, I still, right now, can go back sitting on that raft. I can feel the water moving, and I can feel the age and the solidity of those rocks. And it gives me a spiritual hit to know how ancient I am and how ancient the earth is. I like this piece. I went to Angkor Wat, Cambodia, and it's an ancient temple. Painted out, I think we can re-experience the gloriousness of an ancient site. They too created all kinds of shapes in honor to the infinite, the various gods, and by taking a photograph and then adding my own energy, I seem to connect with that space. I am at one with it, and it is at one with me. And I believe people can experience that energy as they see it. Here's a cute little children's table I did. I like, some people call them bird heads, some people call them fish heads. I just kind of like them. They're craggy little characters that somehow look like they're singing, and I have put on it a picture of an ancient saint. I mean ancient, we're probably talking 1300s. I was able to take this picture in an English museum, and I like taking someone's art concept in a museum of an icon, and then I like adding my own energy to it. I like her eyes. I like her. I've added and given her a special crown, but I also see her simple, committed sincerity to not accepting the three-dimensional world as her only experience for life. And here is a river. I like to fish with my father. He's now 90, so we haven't done much fishing in the last 5 years. But he would always say to me, Ruth, you know there is a God. And I'd say, why do you say that, Dad? He says, how else could you have a river? He was so devoted to nature and the fish and experiencing it in the wilderness that his sweetness on the subject has always remained with me, and it's easy for me to paint rivers. I have some great pictures of him when he's fishing. It's very sweet. And you can just, welcome to my world. I have pictures on pictures on pictures. There's no subject I don't like. I love doing what I call portraits because to me I can make people come alive, and I feel like they're sitting with me and having a conversation and coffee every morning. My grandchildren live in Europe. I only get to see them a couple times a year, but by having their photographs here and talking to them every morning, I truly maintain a sweet relationship with them. It's very sweet. So now the other thing that I love to do is rugs. I love to paint rugs. I call it walk on art. Here's a rug that I just finished. It's light colored. I call it my vegetable rug. Here you've got some grapes and, very large. I'm not good at vegetables. I've been trying to eat more vegetables, but I'm not good at vegetables. So these aren't an onion. I think it's one of those vegetables that are larger than onions that actually people, cook with, but don't ask me. Talk to a naturopath on that level. And here's a lemon. And I put these on the floor, and they have lives for 10 years, 15 years. If they're outside, they don't have as big a life, but that's That's my challenge. Inside, they last forever. My law office, my house, everything is full of these rugs. So I have so much products. Here's a wall of bowls that I've created, happy little characters. You have fish, you have frogs, you have lizards. Oh, I love this. This is this character here. I love this character. I call him Big Mouth Fish. And people say, well, how do you use your characters? And I say, oh, you know, when I'm working on a law project, and for all the defense lawyers that may be looking, when I have a big case with you and I don't know what to do, I come out here and I talk to Big Mouth. And Big Mouth will help me. He'll say, ah, you can do it, Ruth. Ah, you can say this, Ruth. Ah, do that, Ruth. And I learn how to handle my law cases, so Big Mouth helps me all the time.